Long ago, in a busy city of Lagos where the winds whispered secrets and the rivers remembered sorrow, there lived a young woman named Ifeanyi. Her name meant, "Love is beautiful." And indeed, she loved the world without holding anything back. Her voice was music, her spirit a river, and her dreams full of stars. She believed in love. She believed in forever, until love knocked on her door with iron fists. She was like the morning dew, gentle, quiet, and always giving more than she received. Ifeanyi was known for her ways of designing clothes. Her fingers danced like the wind across threads, designing cloths as beautiful as sunlight on water. Though she was from a middle-class family, her parents struggled to send her to school till she acquired her BSc. Upon completing her education, she applied for a job opportunity at a bank, and a week after she was fortunate to get employed. A month into this job working as a cashier, she meets with this guy who was transferred from another branch of the bank she works for to her own branch. They exchange contacts and beginning calling each other to cut the long story short. They both fell in love and start their love journey. But interesting part was that this lady never had the feeling of falling in love before. This guy Fred was her first lover cause she will always go far from guys during her periods in school. Fred was this type of caring and loving guy, but behind the love and care was a shadow. He would often go to Ifeanyi's place to check on her, buy her and her parents' gift. They both continue with their journey till they both decide making it official. Fred was asked to come at Ifeanyi's house to seek her hands in marriage, which he did with his family, and they picked a date for their wedding. On the wedding day was a big party occupying a lot of big men, from colleagues at work to some regular customers. Their wedding was the grandest the area had seen. But behind the smiles, a storm was waiting. The first slap came on the 7th day. The words came sharper than knives. "You are nothing without me," he said. "You belong to me." That was when the hidden shadow reveals itself. She began facing the abuse right from a week after her wedding. In Fred's house, the walls never spoke of what they saw. The neighbors heard things but turned up the volume of their radios. Her mother visited once and said, "Marriage is not always sweet. Endure, my daughter." So, Ifeanyi endured. She endured the slaps that turned her cheeks to fire. She endured the nights he returned drunk and angry at the world, and made her pay for it. She endured the mornings when she bled but still cooked, still smiled, still served him food with trembling hands. She endured until she forgot what her laughter sounded like. Fred will always slap Ifeanyi, beat her, and even abuse her sexually. For months after the wedding, Ifeanyi discovered she was a month gone, and she decided telling her husband, which he pretends to be happy about. Not quite long after they both know Ifeanyi is pregnant, Fred beat Ifeanyi again till she had a miscarriage. She was rushed down to the hospital where her families came to check up on her. She would often hide the pain from her relatives, but at this time her parents knew something was wrong, but Fred lied and covered it up, saying she fell from the stairs. After her discharge from the hospital, a month after she was beating again, that this time both families came together. Ifeanyi's parents insist on taking their daughter back home, but because of the plead up and down they agreed. Ifeanyi's parents did not know they have dug their daughter's grave by allowing her stay back in Fred's house. 6 months after she conceived again, and there was a little misunderstanding, Ifeanyi and her husband exchanged word. Fred then beat her till she had another miscarriage. Ifeanyi will always think of packing out, but the word, "What will people say?" will always come to her mind, which is making her back off from the plan. Either she prefers enduring the abuse. A year had passed, but the abuse keeps increasing. Fred will always beat his wife, not until a day Fred beat her, and through the pain she lost her life. Thou Fred was later arrested by the police and was charged to court, where he was sentenced to death by hanging. She taught that silence indicate peace, that pain is part of love, that leaving is not weakness, but the beginning of strength. There are millions of Ifeanyis, some still trapped, some still bleeding in silence. If you see her, listen to her. Know this: you are not alone, and you deserve better. Love should never hurt. Silence should never be mistaken for peace. And sometimes the bravest thing a soul can do is walk away to save itself.